Hey fellas, welcome to the running attack section of the SMU and run and shoot playbook. In this video we're going to go over the core concepts of running and just the very little similarities in each playbook in terms of running plays and how to move the ball in terms of running the ball. And you're going to notice that the counter is very prevalent in both formations and from the shotgun, but so will be the HB sweep from the shotgun. So we're going to learn about reading, making our run reads, and when we should be running counter sweeps or when we should be audibling to different plays, and other run plays that will be effective for us in the playbook. Alright, so we're going to take a look at a quick example here of the counter run. We're going to go against them. We're going to go from spread formation and we're going to run the counter. And you're going to see here that the defensive end on the right is going to come free, the pulling lineman is going to block him, and then we have the choice of cutting it inside or outside, and everybody else will, just take on everybody else. So you see right here what I told you was true. So let's go with the replay and let's look at how the lineman handled it. Right tackle goes for the linebacker, defensive end goes free, kind of like a read option, and the guard comes around and gets him. That's how the counter is run this year from the shotgun. Again, this is from the spread. Again, here he comes free. This time you can also cut it back inside if you see a nice big hole like there was there. So there's a lot of options for the counter. It's one of the top runs this year. And you see the run audible down from the spread is the HB sweep, which, well, normally I wouldn't be running the HB sweep, but since this playbook is limited in running, we have to run the HB sweep to make the counter much more effective. Now, in old years, you'd run the HB sweep, and it just wouldn't work. At the beginning of this year of NCAA 14, I kind of wrote it off again. But then I went back and looked at it when I was running this playbook, and I saw that it could actually be a really good run. So even though the play design is to go outside, as you'll see from the play art, you can read it and cut it back up inside like I did here. So what I did was I rode the sweep, and I kind of pressed that gap between the left tackle and the left guard. And I got up there and I waited for the guard to get up and block the linebacker. Then I made the decision to just kind of cut it right there up that hole and take what was there. So the sweep can be pretty good mixed in with the counter. You saw that I'm beating basically dime with the sweep and the counter as I run it again. And I cut up field up between that big gap again as I just wait for that guard to get to the linebacker there. Now, in terms of putting more people in the box, you can still run the counter, and I'll show you what it looks like against more people in the box and making different reads when you run the counter. But you can still run the counter on 7 in the box because you'll see the lineman will figure out something to do with everybody. So they're gonna let that guy come free, and then everybody else, the wide receiver, will come over and block the outside linebacker. And we should get some running room here regardless, even though there's more people. It's 5 on 7 right now. So you see right there, the wide receiver came down and got the linebacker. See how he came over? The linebacker kind of just walked into him too, kind of helped. He was like, please make this play a success. And see, everybody gets handled. The only person that doesn't get blocked is that other linebacker on the opposite side. He wasn't important. And now let's take a look at that same cover 3 from the 4-3. And now I'm going to blitz this linebacker, and you're going to see that it's going to be too much to handle here for the offensive line. The wide receiver just doesn't make it over in time, and the linebacker shoots the gap and gets the counter. So you have to be mindful of this because you have to be able to count the numbers game. Now, whenever you see that alignment like that, you see an extra person over there because right now you got the safety up top and the cornerback as 2 guys, and then the linebacker is going to be the 3rd guy disrupting a run. Now you can still get it off if he isn't. You can also try and bring him in, but sometimes they'll just miss him anyway. So you definitely probably would want to go with like a sweep there, or to get out of that play altogether, or out of that formation altogether. So right here I'm going to bring down like a safety to simulate an extra person right here. So I'm going to call the blitz, and we're going to see if we'll be able to get it off here versus this dime blitz here. You see right here the blitz just kind of messes it up. I almost got outside, but the blitzing linebacker really messed things up for me. He got out of position, so the tackle couldn't get him, so he kind of ran in a circle. And then the safety came down, and he was going to stop me anyway. So you have to know when you're going to be able to run that sweep or that counter. So when I see this, if you see like the safeties coming down, or if you ever get your counter ever gets disrupted, don't be surprised because there's ways to hide how many people are coming. You see here that I probably would have got outside, but the safety would have came down and got me for a short yardage. So and the linebacker keeps shooting the gap off that blitz. So it's definitely harder to run the counter against blitzes. So you're going to want to be able to use the passing concepts to get there. So I'm going to go ahead and run it against this cover 2 blitz here to see if it will stop it. So let's do some quick math and start counting. So we got cornerback, and then linebacker, and then the safety's up in the deep blue. So what's going to happen here is everybody's actually going to fall in place, and since the safety's in the deep blue, he's not coming down for the run, we're going to end up getting some good space on this run here, so check it out. So even though we called a blitz to that side, just by the design of the defense with that deep blue safety, he can't get involved, and we actually end up getting some good yards there. So let's go back to a blitz, and now I'm going to bring this safety down to the box, and let's see how it looks when that safety is down there from this nickel formation. So you see he is free. I actually end up running around him, so it still worked out, and it can work out against aggressive defenses, but if you see that, you probably want to go with the HB sweep. When you see like an influx of extra people on that side, like the third person comes down, they can handle the 2 blockers and then like maybe an inside guy, but when there's 3, 4 guys there is when you got to start worrying about it, and then there we go. We get the sweep, the counter gets stopped there. So what I'm going to do here is get back to that blitz, bring that safety down, and then I'm going to go ahead and show you how the halfback sweep here looks, because we're still going to be able to block all those guys. Those 2 linemen and the linebacker, and those 2 defensive backs on the left are going to get taken care of by the wide receivers. So you see right here, the linebacker takes himself out of the play by blitzing. Either way, we had enough people to handle him, so you would have got picked up. And this would be the perfect example of when to run the sweep as opposed to running the counter. There's too many people over there. The counter is going to get blown up. It's going to be run the sweep, and the only free person is the safety in man coverage. But by the time he catches on, it's too late, and I'm downfield. And if that's the Anthony Thomas, that's a chance to break it for a touchdown. So definitely. There are some different counters though. For example, let's take a look at the flanker close counter, and let's see how this one behaves versus some dime action here. So remember before, the defensive end came free and then the pulling guy got him. Well, that's not going to be the case with this flanker close. Why? I don't know, but this flanker close works a lot better than other counters. As you see here, instead of letting that guy free, we ended up blocking him and the lineman gets downfield. So check it out. See that right there, the lineman doesn't come free like the spread counter, so we're able to actually seal that outside right there. So what's really cool about this is we can look and see if there's we can definitely see if there's an extra third person over there. So 1, 2, 3, the defensive end, then the 2 guys covering. If that safety comes down, if there's another guy coming over, then we know that our counter is going to get blown up. So let's run this free safety 3 middle zone blitz. Alright, so we got 3 up, look, and an extra guy came into the box. So check out what happens when I run it against this. It still gets blown up like regular counters. Even though it's a better counter, still with the extra people over there, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the 5th guy comes down. If he didn't come down, we'd still probably be able to handle this, but since he's here, we're going to have to run the HB sweep. And you're going to see that it actually ends up not being a bad option as I get a couple of yards here. I'm going to replay it a couple times as Carlos Hyde beasts his way for more yards there. Check this out, we get the sweep going, and there's basically nobody there. Now, if that lineman would have got off and got the safety, we could have had a chance to break that for a touchdown. So there was definitely more space here for the sweep because that safety came down into the box here on the zone blitz. Try it again. And here I make a nice cut and get into open space, and it's me and that deep blue safety. The reason that safety's not reacting is because he's in the deep blue and he has to honor his deep blue. So what I'm going to do is take this linebacker out of blitz and see if we can get him to come over. Nope. And this time we pick up that middle linebacker. See how I brought him over to see if that would stop the sweep. So if you're running these 2 plays right, the counters and the sweeps from their respective formations, you can really cause some havoc. And you see the success and push I'm having over and over with that HB sweep against this blitz that will shut down the counter, but we are smarter than that, so we can run something else. The counter will get blown up when there's too many people over there, or will have a chance to blow up. And that's when you can audible to a deep pass, and you see circle gets wide open. So your running play has opened up your passing play in this example. Let's go ahead and look at some man coverage. Oh yeah, that's nice. Keep going. That was beautiful right there. That's the stuff I live for right there. That's right, you heard me. I live for that. Freaking awesome. Alright, let's take a look at some other run plays from here. And the Trips Open has a really cool run play, the 45 quick base. And that's actually the run audible down. So if you press square and do the run audible down from here, you can access this 45 quick base here. And I really like it because it's almost like an HB dive, except it also works kind of like an HB sweep because you can bounce it inside or you can bounce it outside. So I see that the linebacker here is causing problems inside, and I bounce it outside for 5 yards there. So it's definitely a good option. And of course, if you can always audible, because now we're kind of getting flooded there with the 45 base, but I bet you the counter works here. When we see the HB sweep kind of gets us there as well. So we try to get that HB sweep in, but it didn't end up working out for us. Right here, this would be a read where I'd say, all right, well, let's run the counter probably, because I'm trying to get the sweep off, but that linebacker keeps looping around, so you just can't catch him out of that nickel 2-man under. But you can take that quick 45 base outside. It is the run audible down. Let's see what's going on with this right here. So we end up that a linebacker loops around, makes a good play, but we still get some yards there. So the counter was working out for us on that play, the quick 45 base. In terms of other running, the only thing special about the run and shoot is it has the Jumbo Z, and SMU playbook does not have Jumbo Z. And I love this as a power run formation because of the HB slash, the HB smash, the QB sneak, and the counter are really great run plays. Ask coach. And I really love this the run and shoot because the other SMU doesn't have this playbook, so I like to run the smash if I think I get some space off inside, because the counter is so deadly outside. It's really going to make guys try to line up everybody outside to get in position to stop this counter here as we get some space inside there. So you can also move the counter. You can run it to the heavy side here. I'm going to flip the play with the right analog stick to go outside, and that's how we're gonna get our kicks here with that counter. Just put it over to the heavy tight end side if you want. Just flip it with the right analog stick to the other tight ends. Oh, if Fat Boy just held his block, I probably would have had more yards there. So I can't tell you how much this formation has helped me out during my time on NCAA, and using this playbook from the jumbo, ace jumbo, and even the pistol jumbo is awesome as well. So as we get blown up there from Will 2 Fire on the HB smash. Now you also have the QB sneak in your audibles, and what you want to do when you run the QB sneak is simply just take a juke step to wherever there is space. So right here there was too many guys to the right, so it looked like there was more space, as you can see, between my center and my left guard, so I just ran that QB sneak. And I don't know about you, but I haven't found anything to truly stop a QB sneak on the goal line. Obviously this defense isn't going to be any better, but I love it because you can hurry up and run this QB sneak and get yourself a nice couple piece of yards on the goal line there. Or even like 3rd and short, hurry up and run if you get 3rd and short, 4th and short. Other than that, there's not too much else in terms of running from here. Look through. So I'm going to go ahead and flip it over to SMU's playbook and look at some of their running plays. Same things, you can run the counters and the sweeps, but they do have a couple other plays like the cake read option and wide trap. You're going to see very, very unique plays here. So I was going to run a play as we run 45 base, beats a heavy defense right there. Alright, so now I'm over to SMU with the other team. And you're going to see right away that there's a couple other blitzes, and they have a couple of good shotgun run formations like that wide trips counter, the wide trips 45 base. They have a lot of stuff from here too. Trips open runs 45 base. Of course, they got the flanker close counters and sweeps, stuff like that. So it all works the same. They do have some new stuff in here like the flanker close weak, and they do have stuff like this wide trap and cake option. Pretty cool plays. So let's take a look at this wide trap, and it almost kind of works like a counter. Actually, you're going to see the blocking scheme, and I'm going to go against a 4-3 defense here. So let's move the ball back, and what you're going to see is the lineman's going to pull around, and he's going to catch the defensive end like a counter, and then you're going to be able to cut it up the middle as the lineman block up the middle here. So take a look at how that developed. Boom. Yeah, you get that. Oh, I absolutely love this run. This is like one of my new favorite runs. So as you see here, the right tackle and right guard get upfield. Let's look at what they do. Right guard goes to the linebacker, right tackle takes that guy, and then the pulling lineman comes around and hits that end Wide receiver takes one linebacker, and then I am up the middle. So you would think you'd bounce it outside, but really it's better to try and find some space and cuts up inside, make a one cut and try to find some daylight, as they say in the NFL. And I absolutely love it because look at that space you're getting. It's so unique. It's like a counter, but it's also like an inside run, like a dive almost. So right here I'm going to baseline and try and get some guys in the box to see if they could stop it. So right here I got 7 in the box versus this play. And you see here the middle linebacker will come free. But it's pretty cool because you can run the read option and actually get some more space because they won't block some people. And if your opponent doesn't know how to stop the read option, you're going to have a lot of fun with them. So you'll see here that this doesn't do too well against 7 in the box. So what you might want to do is, if you can try and stuff it down their face, but you can audible to a different run or whatever you want to do. So let's go ahead and try the counter here. So audible to the flanker regular counter and check out what happens. I actually end up getting some running room there. I probably could have cut that bad boy back inside. So while the wide trap is also very good, it also can set up other runs. So it's like, okay, they got 7 in the box to stop it. All right, let's see you stop the counter game now. Boom. Oh, that works out like a beauty. Oh yeah. Damn, Brown is a beast, man. Louisville. Brown is an absolute problem. So you see right here, I'm just going back and forth between the flanker close and the counter and this wide trap. And it's actually a pretty good run scheme right now. So you see I just got 6 in the box I was dealing with there, and I found some great room for run and rock right there. Now let's take a look at that cake read option. So let's go ahead and I actually want to see if it'll work against the other one. What you do is just run it like a read option, but it's pretty much the same blocking scheme, guys. You are going to come up, you're going to read that end, and if he chases you, you keep it. I mean, if he chases you, right here he stops for me, so I have to hand it off with X. See how he stops and wait for me? Hand it off with X, and it just becomes the wide trap run up the middle. And then if they chase after the running back, you can keep it, just like right here, and get upfield, and look, your fat boys meet you out upfield. So definitely this is a great read option because you're combining that wide trap with the option. And NCAA is big on that this year. They got like the buck sweep and then the buck sweep read option. It's definitely very hot. So definitely feeling these plays right now. The wide trap and kick option, they work very, very similar. And now I'm going to go ahead and try it against that cover 6 from the 4-3 formation I had. So I'm going to baseline here, and I'm going to have to read that guy. It's kind of weird because I can't really read him. It's kind of weird. I just kind of handed it off right there because he's so close to that lineman. I can't tell what he's doing. I did it again. Hold on. Let me try and I'm going to put him out wider so I can get a clean read. Alright, so he chills, hand it off, and I'm able to find some running room there. Let's check it out on replay. So he chills, and I hand it off, and yeah, I mean, look at the blocking I picked up. Pretty good. Running the read option, now I don't have to block that linebacker. He becomes a non-issue, that linebacker does, in that play. It's almost like they just totally disregard the defensive ends here because they let them both go. Check that out right there. See that? He chased the running back, and then, wow, this is a great read option run here. Teddy Bridgewater, 80 speed, looking like he's got 70 speed. Let's run it again. So check out watch how the defensive ends react here. Look, they both get let upfield, so it's like you kind of take the defensive ends and disregard them as I get another easy carry for the quarterback. So you see that this play can pop for the quarterback at any time. If your opponent doesn't know how to stop the read option, you could be running this a lot. Right here, he holds up. There, it looked like the right outside linebacker got free. Let's check that out. So what I did was baseline to put more people in the box, and then I ran it. Yeah, that linebacker got free. So you know now, we both know now that the flanker close weak doesn't respond well to 7 people in the box for these runs. But as long as you see 6, you should be able to get them off. So 7 people in the box. It works well if your quarterback can keep it, but if your opponent has set his sliders to quarterback option aggressive, they're always going to force you to hand it off into the heavy defense, so it might benefit you to get out of it. They also have the kick read option out of the spread flex weak, the HB 45 base, and they also have the inside zone in this playbook in a couple of formations, which makes it really, really great. Inside zone, I love inside zone as a run play. There's another play formation than had it. Another 45 base in the trips HB weak there. Trip strong, no, read option, counter. Tray offset has inside zone and wide trap. Okay, but no cake read option. Alright, so, but as the counter, it has a regular read option and it has inside zone. Inside zone is pretty awesome actually. So you mix that in, and it's actually the run audible down here, so check this out. So you see 7 in the box. Alright, so now you know why trap won't work, so now you can just audible. As you see here, the middle linebacker comes free that time. I got a couple of yards there, it's pretty good. But if you see 7 in the box, you know that this play struggles versus 7. So now you can audible down to that inside zone and get some space here. So check out what I'm about to do right here with inside zone. Run audible down, run right past that defensive end that got frozen up by the run. Run audible down. Inside zone, no pulling lineman, and we're just gonna, ooh yeah. Oh, fat boy got in my way. You see there, I'm getting a lot of potential for a lot of space. There's just a bunch of fat guys getting in my way every time. So definitely really cool running options here. More cake read option from that HB week. Flex week also has inside zone. What else do we got here? The trips is pretty good. It's got the counter. Read option. Trips halfback week. Halfback week only has the 45 base. And the option strong. So in terms of running, not too much else. They got the pistol, but I'm not big on the pistol. They do have the counterplay from pistol in one of these formations here, but I'm not too big on it. So that's pretty much the running in a nutshell for the run and shoot SMU. Just knowing what reads you can make with the wide traps, with the counters and the sweeps. Get used to making the reads and making smart decisions. zboard365maddenmoments.com.